Hello, I'm Troy Snapwire Gaming. Hello, I'm Troy Snapwire Gaming. I form opinions so you don't have to, and fuck you, Creative Assembly. Fuck you. Where do I start? Creative Assembly, if you don't know, is the makers of the Total War RTS series, real-time strategy series. And they have fucked up the past 2 years. Oh my god. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you people? Started off when they made Rome 2, and it was a fucking disaster at launch. And guess what they did? They made day 1 DLCs, and it's been fucking downhill since there. What the fucking Creative Assembly is doing is that they're charging $8 to activate. Okay, this is what they do. They release downloaded content that allow you to play factions that are already on the disk, that are already in the system files, that are already in the data of your download of your game. It's in your game directory. You can just turn it on, and they charge you eight fucking bucks when you could just use a mod for free that allow you to play those factions. $8 to play maybe as 3 factions that you probably won't often, but you want to have, so create it to be complete. They $8 for content that's already on your disk. This is what they do. They update the game, release DLC for $8, and say if you buy this, we'll activate the download we just gave you. This is why fucking Total War Attila was about 9 gigabytes on download when it first came out. Because the data was already on the fucking drive. The data for the DLC that they released at day 1, and then another week later, another 3 weeks later, after launch, it's already on the fucking drive. They want to charge $8 for it. I mean, it makes sense that if you pre-order the game, you should get a DLC. That makes sense. But to charge $8 for it because you didn't pre-order. Okay, let's look at what Paradox does. Paradox is notorious for charging DLC. There's just like 50 pieces of DLC for Crusader Kings 2 alone. They're not done. But Paradox does it something, well, it's not perfect, but it's more understandable. They charge like $1 for like portraits in the game. You're like, but the expansion packs they release are the only things you really have to buy. They release expansions that actually add on to the game. That actually makes sense to charge $15 for. And Paradox, unlike Creative Assembly, has constant sales on Steam. There's probably a Paradox sale every 2 or 3 months, it seems like. You know? Paradox has a greater... Remember how Total War games used to have a huge modding community? There was Third Age Total War for Medieval 2. There was a ton of shit for Medieval 2. Darth mod... Rome Resurrectum... Rome Total Realism... There was just thousands... Okay, maybe not thousands, but dozens of total conversion mods that people like to use, that were popular, actual popular mods that the average gamer used for their games. Now, what Paradox does, Paradox has the same modding community. They make the Game of Thrones conversion mods, there's just the total conversion mods that Total War used to have that were so amazing. Now Paradox has. Paradox is just their marketing is just so much better than Creative Assembly's right now. It's just so much better. And even though they charge prices for just about everything, it makes sense. I mean, the prices are a little bit high, but in this day and age, probably makes sense considering what other companies do. And I know it's not good for other companies to do that. Anyways, but Paradox is a smaller developer. They publish their own games. They have a smaller community. They're PC games only, and they're predominantly grand strategy games that are complex, have a huge learning curve. So it's hard to get people into them. It's harder for people to play them, to learn how to play them, to love them. Then you've got Total War, which is easy enough to play. Let me try to pull up my review of a Total War on Steam. Just give it a second. My computer isn't that great, but oh my. Creative Assembly. Look at this. Total War Attila has a 72% recommended user review rate. But don't go by that, because all of the top ones, all of the top reviews, probably the first top 10, top 12, whatever, are negative. Oh god, my computer froze. Oh crap. Well, anyways. That's the way to look at things. Not the total customer value, but what the people that are actually playing hours on the game, dozens of hours, hundreds of hours on the game, feel. And these guys are all negative on it. Let's try to bring up my review. I'll probably put a shot of it. Just charging money for DLCs that are already part of the game is ridiculous. And then they have the fucking audacity to release content for $3, maybe $4, that actually allow blood in your game. What were they thinking? That's why you have fucking mods. This is why mods exist. And they're charging money, basically, for what you can do for free. And it's never good to charge money for what you can do for free. God fucking damn it, if I can't pull it up. It's not just me. There are hundreds, thousands. It's obvious that there's thousands of people who are angry at Creative Assembly. It's like what BioWare was doing a few years ago. BioWare, well, first of all, Creative Assembly is owned by Sega, and Sega might have something to do with these prices and all the ridiculousness that's coming forward from this. Let's look at the DLC dates. Oh, fuck, my computer's going slowly. High performance is on. Total War Attila came out on February 17th. And okay, forget it. I'm just gonna go off the top of my head like I've been doing so. I already said they released the DLC day one, and then a week later, and then 3 weeks after launch. But that's Total War 2. Let's talk about Rome 2. Rome 2 has $90 worth of DLC. $90 worth. I don't know how many fucking euros that is, but it's too fucking much, I'll tell you that. It's disgusting, really. Anyways, what BioWare was doing a few years ago, Creative Assembly is owned by Sega, and they probably are part of this charging exorbitant prices. BioWare is owned by Electronic Arts, probably the second most hated company in America other than the NFL. BioWare went through some shit. They made Mass Effect 3, which wasn't. It was a pretty shitty game. They made Dragon Age 2, which was decent, but was nowhere as good as Dragon Age Origins. And, of course, they made the MMO Star Wars The Old Republic, which was a fucking slap in the face to Knights of the Old Republic fans. That's a whole nother video, but let's suffice to say that they made one of the most beloved characters in video game history, probably, into half a dungeon boss. HK-47 is a dungeon boss in Star Wars The Old Republic, which costs $60 plus a subscription every month on launch. Now it's free. It's totally free. But that doesn't excuse the fact that the shit happened already. I think they're actually... I wouldn't be surprised. Oh yeah, here we go. A Total War Attila. It's been close to 2 months since it was launched. 50% of the total value of the base game is what it costs for DLC. So basically, you're paying already. It was just released 2 months ago. There's probably tons more DLC to come. You already have to pay 50% extra for the entire game. Total War Attila, the DLC, already costs it already costs 2 Rome Total War Gold, the original Rome Total War. It already costs more than 2 copies of those. It costs more than all of the DLC that Empire Total War has been released for it. Was released for it. They're not making DLC for it anymore. 2 months in, their DLC is already worth more than every other base game they've made pre-Total War Shogun 2, and the DLC more than any other before Napoleon. Oh, that's not it. They released a while ago. They released couple of weeks ago, maybe a week ago, a free-to-play game, which sounds great, right? A free-to-play game. It was basically a fucking mobile app worth 1.6 gigabytes on your computer. An iOS free mobile app game for about a gigabyte and a half or whatever. That's also pay to win. Pay to win. Pay to win is probably the 3 most hated words in gaming. It fucks over whatever credibility the game has, whatever fun the game has, if you have to pay and pay and pay just to have fun. And that's for a free mobile game on the PC on Steam. They released it for Steam. As I checked yesterday, it has about 37% successful recommendation rating. It's disgusting, really. There are mods that just, like I said, they're basically DLC releases. Yeah, but BioWare was fucking up, and then they made Dragon Age Inquisition. It was brilliant. Dragon Age Inquisition was great. Probably symbolic of Creative Assembly's destruction was the fact that probably the most well-known mod for any strategy game ever, the most popular mod series Darth Maul Empire, Darth Maul Rome, Darth Maul Medieval, Darth Maul Napoleon, Darth Maul Shogun. The guy who made them quit making them because he was so fed up with Total War. It's on you, fucking Creative Assembly. He stopped making the mods because he was so fed up. They were giving him the chef so many times, even though he was the greatest mod maker they had. He didn't even have, he was doing this stuff for free, spending hours. You know what he did to rub it in your fucking face? He made his own game. He made his own RTS. He made his own RTS based on the Civil War. It's called Ultimate General Gettysburg. You just play one battle, and it is more fun than anything the Creative Assembly has released in the 2 years. Playing one battle on a $10 game or whatever, created basically by one man, is more fun than a $60 game that was released a year and a half ago and a $45 game. Not even complete games. In Total War, it seems like you have more sales on Steam, but ever since Rome 2 came out, it's been like once a year they'll put on. Total War Rome 2 came out in September 2013. It was a complete piece of shit on launch. A complete, unabolished, unacceptable piece of shit. It was buggy as hell. It was not playable. I know, I bought it. I fucking pre-ordered it. I know it was stupid, but I pre-ordered it. And then I pre-ordered it till, I'm done. I'm not buying any more Creative Assembly shit until they put their act together, but it took 17, 15, 16, 17 patches to stop just the majority of bugs. There's still bugs in Rome 2. There are more bugs in Rome 2 still after 17 patches than there still is in Empire, which was released maybe 5 years ago. It's just not acceptable. Their fan base is dying. This is the... If you're a game developer and you want to get rid of your fan base, this is the way to fucking do it. You've probably heard about the Gymquisition and Slaughtering Grounds and whatever the hell that was, where Slaughtering Grounds still deletes comments, people saying how bad the game is, they still delete them and act like they're perfect. You know, like that snobby kid in school. That's what Creative Assembly has become. They've become the snobby kid who keeps on fucking up but doesn't listen to what people tell him so he can do better. Not listening. Oh, by the way, the $3 or $4 Blood DLC is incomparable to the Blood DLC on Total War Shogun 2. Total War Shogun 2 had brilliant, gory, decapitation, bloody mess of a DLC. It was worth the money paid. And it fit, and it's not just because, mature gaming, blood. Ooh, blood, it's so cool, it's so fun, it makes a game real. It actually fit the game pretty well. Considering the kind of darkish feudal Japanese art they had going on. I've already gone for about 20 minutes, so this is probably it. Creative Assembly, you better fucking do something. Or you're gonna become... You're already a fucking laughingstock. You're gonna... fold up. Slice the DLC prices, be respectful to the fans that have been loyal for fucking years, or face the consequences. Fuck you, Creative Assembly. Fuck you.